Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Msu Inside Out. We're back from spring break. We had all of last week off, which was very well needed, and we're really excited for the show that we have in store for you today.
Yeah.
Emily, do you want to give us a little rundown of what we got for 'em?
Yeah, we have some local celebrities joining us, some fun events on campus within the community, and we also have some good weather, it sounds like.
Yes, hopefully. We'll get to hear that later.
Yes.
With that, we're going to head over to news with Maya.
So now that spring break is over, did you guys do anything fun over the break?
Yes, I went to Dallas, Texas, and got sunburn. I hope you can tell.
You look beautiful.
Yes.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
Thank you.
Your tan is glowing.
Thank you.
What about you, Emily?
I went home back to Las Vegas, and I just got to hang out with my family, my dogs. If anyone knows me, they know that I love my dogs so much,
yes.
so it was perfect.
Well, very nice. Well, you guys, the fun is not over because now that spring break is over, there are a lot more events going on between now and graduation. Speaking of new events, the Minot State Alumni Association will soon host a revamped event. Beavers Brew and Bullseyes will be on Saturday, April 9th, starting at 7 at Up Your Axe in Minot. The event is limited to 42 people with teams of 6. Groups without 6 will be paired at random, and ticket prices will include 2 hours of axe throwing, burger and fries from Iron Horse and Kitchen and Bar, a draft beer, and a t-shirt. Tickets are $60 per person and are available online. For more information, you can contact Jana McKechnie at 701-858-3373. March is National Disability Awareness Month. The North Dakota Center of Persons with Disabilities, or also known as NDCPD, wants to raise awareness for people living with disabilities. The NDCPD is housed in Memorial Hall at MSU and provides services, support programs, training, and education for people with disabilities, their families, and professionals across the state. Located next to NDCPD is home to the Advancing Students Towards Education and Employment program, also known as A-STEP. A-STEP helps college students with intellectual disabilities by providing advisors and mentors that help students navigate their education, social life, employment, and living spaces. The Northwest Arts Center is showing an exhibition by a local artist. North Dakota artist and printmaker Sharon Linehan presents Serendipity. The show runs through April 15th. The gallery is located in the Northwest Arts Center on the lower level of the Gordon B. Olson Library, with its own entrance on the south side. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5, Saturday from 1 to 5, and by special arrangement. A reception with the artists is tonight from 6:30 to 8, and the artist talk will begin at 7. Masks are not required, but individuals who are not fully vaccinated are encouraged to continue to wear a mask. SAC is hosting a dance battle tomorrow at 7 in Ann Nicole Nelson Hall featuring Beavers athletics teams. Groups will be judged based on choreography, energy, costume, and entertainment value. All students are invited to cheer on their fellow Beavers at the Student Athlete Advisory Committee event. Janie, although I've seen some of your dance moves already during our pre-show hype sessions, are you excited to perform tomorrow?
Yes, we are very excited. We have one last practice tonight at 6 p.m., so hopefully things go smoothly, and then we'll be ready to go tomorrow night.
Good.
And I want to go to the Serendipity show. Shout out to my mom. She's probably watching, but she loves the word serendipity. So when I heard that, I was like, I need to go. Reminds me of home.
Lots of fun events going on, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Next up, we have Jordan over in the Dome. He is with an MSU softball player, and we're gonna hear how their trip in Florida went over spring break.
Thanks, girls. Minot State softball took a trip down to Winter Haven, Florida, and left with a 7-2 record. Standing alongside of me is Minot State senior outfielder Maggie Mercer. Maggie, thank you for your time.
Of course.
So tell me a little bit about what it was like finally being able to get out of the bubble into nice weather, fresh air, and on grass and dirt.
I think it's kind of nostalgic, honestly. It's nice to get back to a real field that everybody's used to growing up, especially most of the girls that you see on our team are kind of from anywhere in Arizona, California, and even in California. So we kind of grew up on dirt and grass, and it's just nice to kind of be able to go back out onto that. Also, just playing under the bubble, it's really nice to finally be on a field where you don't have to worry about things hitting a roof, trying to play off of that. So it was nice. It felt like we were finally kind of playing our brand of ball and playing it well and playing it on a real field. So it felt good to be together out there.
Absolutely. And, this team has taken a huge step the past couple of years. And what do you credit that huge success with the past couple of years?
I think there's credit that can be portioned out to like a few people. I think mainly our head coach, Nat Wagner. He's done a great job with the program and where he wants it to head. But I think he's been a really good example for us to kind of put credit towards. I think the team alone has really come together on making sure we're building a culture that we want to kind of leave a legacy kind of behind and a culture behind. So we really want girls coming in that are a part of a culture, and it's more so based on how we feel within our team, not just our coaches, but us girls kind of coming together and making sure that we're really united as a team and we're really doing what we expect from each other and what we want our brand to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Maggie. We have Minot State softball heading down to Bismarck to face UMary for a 2-game series. Don't miss that in-state rival. Back to you girls in the studio.
Thank you, Jordan. Being an athlete myself, I loved hearing about the unity and the determination that they have to be successful. And 7-2 over spring break, that's really good. And so I'm happy that they're off to a good start in their softball season.
Yeah, and it looked like they were just having such a good time.
Yeah.
I saw their social media posts, and I'm so glad they were able to be in the sunshine
Yes.
since it is warming up, and we'll hear more about that warm weather from Hannah. We'll also have North Dakota Miss Amazing joining us, and then later in our show, we will have the Class A tournament MVP, and we'll be back after our break.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. Emily, I don't know about you, but I am loving this warm weather. All the snow is disappearing. It's getting nicer outside.
Yeah, when I was flying back from spring break, I was so happy to see that the sun was out, no snow. I know I just thrive when it's sunny out, so I'm just overall happier.
I totally agree. Hannah, will you please give us some positive input on the weather next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely try. I'm hoping that in a couple weeks it's going to look like this behind me, but right now it's a little brown and kind of wet outside. But right now it's currently 52 degrees, a little bit breezy, about 30-mile-an-hour wind out there right now. We did see the sun for a little bit today, which was kind of exciting, but and we got up to a high of 65, so that's pretty exciting as well. And the low is only 31, so we can see warmer days in the future. And speaking of the future, we have our forecast coming up here. So 7-day forecast. It dips down into the 30s a little bit starting at the beginning of this week or the end of the week. But looking ahead to the rest of the week, we do warm up back up into the 50s on Thursday. There is snow on the forecast for Tuesday, but that's only a 40% chance, and that's pretty far ahead. So there's a chance that the forecast could change for that as well. So current temperatures in Minot, it is 52. The Bismarck is 60, and then on the east side of the state, Grand Forks is 47 and Fargo is 50, and they are currently in a watch for a flood, being right there on the river. So if you're watching from that side of the state, just kind of be aware of that. But on the west side of the state, we have 46 degrees in Williston, and Dickinson is 52 degrees. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for summer. So I'm kind of planning out what I want to do for my summer. And one of the things that I want to do is go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or really anywhere in South Dakota, go some hiking, some canoeing, which right now it looks like it's warming up to be a good weather for canoeing and outdoor activities. So the current temperature is 48 degrees, the high is 51, and the low is 34. So like I said, I'm excited for summer. What about you, Janie? Janie, are you excited for any summer plans at all?
So far, my summer plans consist of me going home and just spending time with my family, which I'm really looking forward to. I haven't been able to do it for 5 summers, so that's going to be a highlight of my summer.
Good.
But thank you for the weather, Hannah. Hopefully things warm up and they stay warmed up from here on out into summer. One of my dear friends and 2021 Miss North Dakota Miss Amazing is joining us today to talk about some of her accomplishments here at Minot State. Elizabeth Romanek, how are you doing today, Liz?
I'm doing perfect fine and loving life.
Fine. And loving life. I love that. So you're one of my dear friends, and as long as I've known you, you have just been a spark on Minot State campus. And this last spring, you won 2021 North Dakota Miss Amazing. So you got to compete at a national level in Nashville, Tennessee. Tell us about that experience. What were some positives of it?
Well, the positive side of that is I got to express my talents, that I get to show off who I am and embrace what God has done in my life. It's kind of fun seeing how my friends, how I competed was so incredible, so passionate that I'm cared for an inclusive thing I have at nationals. I went to Nashville, Tennessee for nationals.
Ooh.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
Because I never experienced a off-state national pageant.
Okay.
When I found out I was being crowned for the first time, I was totally shocked, didn't know what was going to happen. My mom, my cousin, and my whole family was there supporting me on this journey. I'm just grateful to be a part of Miss Amazing.
Yes, and you are amazing, and I know every student on MSU's campus thinks you're amazing.
Yes.
So also, Monday was World Down Syndrome Day, and as long as I've known you, you have been through the roof celebrating this. So tell us how you celebrated on Monday. What did you do? Who did you talk to? What did your day look like?
Well, I actually was with my good friends on this program called A-STEP at ND with North Dakota Center of Disabilities and Advancing, and I was in this office with my staff, my support. It's kind of neat seeing, like with A-STEP, Advancing Students Towards Education and Employment Program, they came out with crazy socks.
Yeah.
So amazing that I saw all my favorite support staff loving me, caring about me. It's amazing to see how many people around the world is spreading so many differences. And even though I look different, I feel like I'm more than like, but I am different, but I am unique. And that doesn't affect who I am.
Right. Yes, that was very beautifully said, Liz. Thank you. So you'll be graduating here pretty soon, in just a couple months. What has been one highlight of being a part of Minot State?
Well, my top one is, of course, Advancing Students Education and Employment Program. I just have a lot of memories I had with them. It's just incredible seeing my good friend Krista, Krista and Luke Tracy. Tracy Olson is our top dog, like the director of A-STEP. Every time I look at them, They bring the smile, they bring the joy,
Yes.
they bring so many impact on my life. I just feel like that they always are there. Even
That's
though
so cool.
even though I'm down or anything, they know how to pick me up.
Right.
They know how to turn me around. It's like seeing them supporting through this journey with me. Even though I get emotional and crying, they're always there of showing me that I am cared and loved.
That's awesome. That is so cool, Liz. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, that is Elizabeth Romanek, the 2021 North Dakota Miss Amazing. Coming up after break, Cole is going to be giving us a little update on sports over spring break. We have a state champion in the building, and we will also take a look back at the Class B state basketball tournament. Welcome back once again to MSU Inside Out. I'm so glad that Liz was able to make an appearance here today.
She's always so sweet, such a positive light on campus. Every time I
Yes.
see her, she just brings a smile to my face.
Yes, I completely agree. We're going to change directions here a little bit and get into the sports directions with Cole.
Yeah, and a lot of eventful stuff going on for Minot State sports during spring break, obviously, and also on campus too with the state B tournament and also some success for Minot High School. I'll get more into that in a little bit here. And Minot was a full-on basketball town last weekend. The state B tournament returned for another energetic 3 days inside the MSU Dome. Some of the best high school talent was on display with 8 teams battling for the state crown. The result would feature the 4 wins Minnewacan Indians defeating the Kindred Vikings by 20. The win would mark their first championship since 2016. Meanwhile, championship season did not fare well for Minot State hockey. The Beaver men were ousted by Ohio University in round 1. 3-2 was the final as MSU falls short. The Lady Beavers started hot in their bracket. They combined to win 14-0 in the first 2 rounds over Colorado and Indiana Tech. Minot would meet up with Midland in the semifinals, a team that has been a thorn on the Beaver side this season. They would end up falling 4-3. The championship run would be halted after 3 games. The weekend wasn't kind for Beaver baseball. Minot State opened conference play at MSU Mankato. The Mavericks claimed the series win, picking up the first 2 games. 7-0 followed up with a 14-7 decision. The Beavers grind away in the 3rd game to win 3-2. They leave Minnesota with a record of 7 wins and 11 losses. Spring break was eventful for Minot State softball. 9 games in 5 days were on the agenda. The Beavers finish a successful stretch in Winter Haven, Florida for the spring games. They compile 7 wins and just 2 losses on the road trip. The team travels to Bismarck on Monday, where they will open up conference play. The Beaver golfers hit the links at the Midwest Intercollegiate Invite. Minot State would finish 15th out of 17 in the team competition. On the individual matches, it was Taylor Cormier rebounding in day 2. She led the Beavers with a +32 and a total score of 176. That score is good for a tie at 60th amongst all golfers. March 12th, 2022 will be a day that goes down in Minot High School history. To make a state title game is hard enough. To not only have 2 teams make it, but you also end up winning both is a remarkable accomplishment. And for all the players, coaches, and other figures on the Minot High Majets and Magicians basketball teams, it's a day they will never forget during their high school careers. For the girls, it was a shocking 75-68 upset win over undefeated Bismarck Century. The momentum would carry on for the boys in their game. Minot High gets redemption over the West Fargo Packers, the team that beat them last year in the title. The final in that game was 73-62. That back-to-back stretch will forever go down in the MHS record books. Well, Emily, like I said, is a big day for Minot High that day, March 12th. Just to see the girls and the boys win the state title at the same time, it's amazing. How much does that boost the community? How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It seems like the energy was really there and everyone was, the community came together like you were saying. It was super cool, and cool that both the boys and the girls team won at the same time. I feel like I never hear about that. So super cool, a big deal for a small town. Minot High basketball player and Class A tournament MVP, Derek Doucette, joins me. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. So I saw that you led your team to this victory the past weekend, beating West Fargo 73-62. So can you give me some insight about how you and your team prepared for the tournament?
Well, the Wednesday going into the tournament, we were preparing. We had a game prep practice, and Winchesky, he's experienced going into the state tournament. He's been successful multiple times, and he told us whatever team that has the most heart and most effort coming in and out of the tournament is going to be the most successful. So we knew we were going to be the smallest team going in the state, and we were going in the state, the smallest team, and we gave it everything we had, and we came out successful like we wanted to.
Yeah, it seems like you guys really tried your best, worked with what you had, and obviously it was very successful for you guys. And so you're only a junior in high school. What are some of your goals that you're wanting to achieve during your senior season?
I definitely want to repeat. I want to get back to the state championship and win it again, and then possibly maybe be a Mr. Basketball candidate. And yeah, those are the goals. But most importantly, I just want to repeat and just get back there.
So when you say repeat, does that mean you can get MVP again?
Well, I want to win state one more time in
Okay.
my senior year. I ain't worried about MVP really as much. I go out there, I give everything I have, and I do what I can to make my team win.
Yeah, which is important.
Yeah.
But you guys all, came together as a team. And then what was your reaction to having both your boys team and girls team winning at the same time?
It's crazy. I was in the locker room, and they have these little TVs in there, and we're watching, and we're just getting hyped because the Century's on a 50-game win streak, and our girls are just turning up and taking the lead. And then when Chesky walks in, our coach, and he was like, turn it off. And he gave us the game prep, he talked to us about the game, and then he turned it off. We had to turn off the TV while he was talking, and then he left, and we instantly turned it back on, and we can hear the crowd going crazy out there. And we saw that we were up, and then we were like, oh, it's over. So then it gave us a big confidence boost going into the championship game, because we were like, we're not going to just, we both are going to take it home.
Yeah, well, and especially if the energy was already hype, you can't let your fans down. Well, thank you for joining me today, Derek Doucette, the Class A tournament MVP. And then the dome was packed with the State B tournament. We are going to toss it to Tyler Lubin.
You ready?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
The State Class B basketball tournament has come and gone here on the campus of Minot State University. KMSU's very own Cole Clementich is here today to share his experience on covering all the exciting action. Cole, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How would you describe your experience covering the event?
Oh, the atmosphere, it was electric. Like the State B inside the dome, it's always a staple in this community. Just getting everyone around, rallying at one venue and having a whole bunch of teams from around the state, it's a good time to, celebrate some champions and just celebrate the good sport of basketball here in the state.
What platform did you use to cover the event?
So for one team, I kind of had a dog in the fight with the hometown Bishop Ryan Lions. I used my Minot Sports podcast pages to cover them, do some in-game highlights and just some score updates. And then I was very fortunate to operate the Minot Tournament Twitter page that was kind of headed up there by Mitch Lundy, the athletic director at Minot High and the tournament director as well. So I was fortunate to help him out with that and just do some live score updates on all games for that tournament. So that was a lot of fun.
Very nice. So what was your favorite game to cover and why?
I know the championship game wasn't close, but just, from an atmosphere standpoint, just seeing all the people in the crowd, the Dome was absolutely packed for that championship game. It was a lot of fun to be a part of that environment, and I don't think if anyone got the opportunity to do that or be a part of that game, I wouldn't trade it for anything else. It was fun.
You talk about the Dome being packed, being from Minot, North Dakota yourself. Do you kind of feel a sense of pride seeing the community come together for an event like this?
To be honest, I wasn't much of a Class B guy, Class B high school guy. When I was in high school, I went to Minot High, which is Class A. So I did kind of start to find a little interest when I became a freshman in college. So kind of starting to cover a little more of those hometown teams. But, back in the day, the NDHSAA, they identified the Dome as a potential venue for tournaments, and they haven't looked back. It's, like I said earlier, it's a staple in this community, and it's a good time for everyone to rally around just a great event like the State B.
Coming from the media side standpoint, what kind of challenges do you face covering such a big event?
I think just finding your way around media role, like there's a whole bunch of media outlets out there, and it's great to meet new people as well, but just finding some spots there, getting there early to maybe try and find, just a good spot to sit anywhere. I mean, they had everything prepared. Like they had one press over here or one media outlet or, they had things all set in stone and kind of, just kind of hard to find your way around it, with so many people there. But not too big of a challenge though. I thought I didn't have too many problems with it, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you very much for your insight. Be sure to check out the Class B tournament next year here on the campus of Minot State University. For KMSU, I'm Tyler Lubin.
Thank you so much, Tyler and Cole. Cole has always just had a solid presence at Minot State. He's done a phenomenal job covering Minot State sports as well as all the other sports around the area.
Yeah, it's been super cool to see him do that.
Yes. Well, we've had a solid show today, Emily. Do you have a highlight that you would take away from this episode?
I loved just our live interviews that we did with all the different people. I think it's super cool to see what everyone's accomplishing because not everyone gets to do those types of things.
Right.
So I loved that and just seeing the good energy, good vibes, and seeing all that they
definitely.
can do.
And we had a lot of basketball talk, a lot of different tournaments going on, the state, the regionals, all of those different things. And basketball season's come to an end. Everything is over and done with, so we get to move forward onto those spring sports, baseball, softball, golf, what else, track and field. So a lot of fun things to look at coming to the future. So that's all we have for you today on MSU Inside Out. We will see you guys next week.